Hey everybody, it's Carol. I'm back and my internet is working now. Yay, they fixed whatever was wrong so I can use my computer and not my phone, although the phone does work really well and actually has a better camera, I think, than the camera that I have that I bought to place on top of my monitor. But they both work. So as long as you can hear me and see me and get the message, right, it's all good. So as you can see, I've changed clothes earlier today and I didn't really feel like changing back. So sorry for the casualness and the sports bra and the whole 9 yards. It's my son's college. Yay. We went for a walk. My husband and I went for a walk before dinner, actually, when he got home from work. And that kind of ties into what we're talking about tonight. So tonight we're going to talk about consistency and time management. So I realize that it is difficult to keep up with everything, right? Everything that we do. And women really often have a lot on their plates. And I know right now, because of the pandemic and everybody being home and, kids haven't been in school and they're not going to see their friends and, they're not doing what they normally would do. Spouses are home, everybody's kind of cooped up right in the house. And it's been like that for months. So I understand that it is hard to make the time, to do the work that you need to do or the things that you even want to do, right? Or even really need to do. If you're looking for a job and you're unemployed and you have some anxiety around that, certainly that's something that you need to do, right? But it's still hard. It's still hard to find the time and to carve it out. I have been a participant in workshops like this in the past, free workshops in Facebook group, and even paid things that I've done that I've not gotten the full benefit from simply because I had all good intentions, to carve out the time and I didn't do it. I really want to see you guys maximize this time, and there's 700 and something people in this group. And I know a lot of you are very active job seekers right now. So I really hope that many of you who, if you're not listening live right now, that you'll be able to watch the replay and you'll be able to, get into the homework and post in the homework threads. Of course, you can win prizes by doing that, which is super fun. You can ask some of the people that won. Kimberly won today. And 3 other ladies won the other day. And anybody who's posted homework gets a free book. You can just direct message Asia Bell, our community manager. She's tagged in all the homework posts and ask her for one of my books for free. So, and my nonfiction book, my career book, The Smart Chicks Guide to Career Happiness, is free right now and available as a Kindle file, as a Mobi file in the files section in this group as well for the duration of this workshop, until next week. So grab that, read it, do the exercises, take advantage of, what's being offered to you. These videos will be up for a while, but I'm not going to leave them up forever. So, I need you to, to have some sense of urgency around it and get into this content because I really think it can help you quite a lot and I really want to help you. So consistency, right? So it's been storming a lot here lately, which I think contributed to our cable outage or internet outage or whatever that was today. It's been storming, a lot of thunderstorms here in Richmond, Virginia lately the past week or so. Really, I think it's stormed like every single day at some point. And, I've been very busy, of course, with all of you and doing this workshop and also meeting with my one-on-one clients and, all these other appointments and prospective clients and making content and videos and reaching out to speakers and, all sorts of things, right? So I've been busy and I'm very happily busy. But when I'm busy and there's thunderstorms, it's kind of hard to factor in this walking everyday thing that my husband and I have been doing. And I'm really feeling the benefits of it. And I think, I'm walking a little faster, being able to walk a little further. It's hot out, but I'm still feeling pretty good doing it. So I've been kind of anxious the past few days because I haven't been able to do it, so today we got out and did it, which was great. But that consistency is important. And, if we attain a certain level, with fitness, right. And then we stop doing the thing, whatever it is, the benefit starts to decrease, right. We don't get an increased benefit, we get a decreased benefit. And now it's harder when we go back to it. So, that's something that I know I need to work on with consistency. There's other things that, require consistency. If you're learning a foreign language, if you're learning to play a musical instrument, Those things really require consistent work, or else you tend to forget and lose, some of your skill or some of your knowledge in those areas. So the same is true for your job search. Consistency basically breeds more consistency. The more we do something, the more it becomes a habit, and the more we get used to doing it, the more we're going to do it, right? So that's kind of that's kind of where I am, and I'm not perfect. And another thing that I'm always sharing, right, all the ways I'm not perfect. Another thing is I am going to start writing fiction again. Yay! It's really been burning desire. It's really been characters are starting to call to me again. I'm starting to get a lot more ideas again about fiction. And I had started a book, which was the third book in a series that I had written. And I started that book months ago, probably the beginning of the year. And then I stopped. I think I wrote like 2 chapters and I stopped writing it. I've been focusing on my coaching business. The past few months with COVID, I've really been, trying to do double time to help people with their job searches and just really, really hit this coaching thing hard. Because there's such a need for it. And I know you guys all need it, right? But I need to do some creative writing because it's an outlet that's very important to me. But you know what? Since I haven't been doing it consistently again, and this has happened to me many times before, as I said, I'm 100% not perfect, but trying to learn and do better every day. I have to start over again. And by start over, I mean there's a notebook over there on the other side of that computer that you can't see off the frame, that has all my notes for the manuscript, all my character sketches, all my, so all the information that I need, the rough outline of the plot for this book that I'm writing. And now I have to reread all of that, refamiliarize myself with that, and see if I still feel that that's the plot that I want to write, and I need to read over what I wrote. I need to get myself back into that project. And there's a little bit of hurdle with that. It takes some time to get back into that. And that's why it's so easy to procrastinate and say, oh, I really want to write. But oh God, it would be almost easier to start a new writing project than to go back to one that I've been working on, right? But I'm going to do it because I've done it before and it works out great and it's going to be great and I'm going to love it. And I'm going to force myself to get back into it because I enjoy it so much and it's such a good, positive thing for me. So working on your career is a good positive thing for you right now, or you wouldn't be here and you wouldn't be in this group. So it's not about being perfect. It's about starting where you are with positive action and effort. And, if you fall off the wagon a little bit and, you don't stay on the wagon, you just need to get back on the wagon, right? And you need to keep doing that until, there's no more time off the wagon, right? And you just continue to stay on it and you stay more consistent. But you can't beat yourself up. If you stop, you can't beat yourself up if you don't have time to do something. You need to just not use those excuses around all that and just, get back to it. I put up a poll in the group about an hour and a half ago, I think. And I don't know if anyone's replied to it yet. It was the dinner hour here on the East Coast, so I'm not sure. But I put up a poll asking what is really your biggest obstacle to doing this work? Because, I've given you guys a lot of tools and I've given you, these videos and a space to do this work and to interact. And really not that many people have done their homework. And again, I'm not a mean teacher, but I really would like to see more people doing that because it's really how you will benefit. For instance, today's homework was really easy, just describing who would be your ideal contact on LinkedIn and, providing your LinkedIn contact information and, networking with the other ladies in the group. Super simple. You can, enter to win a prize by doing that. You could at the very least get a free book by doing that. So, it's a win-win, right? There's really no loss to doing that. And it's really simple and really only takes a few minutes of thought to put into that. So if you get on a roll, and that's why these workshops, if you really can get in the zone and do the work, they really can help you to continue with some momentum after the workshop is over, which is why I provided you with the book, The Smart Chick's Guide to Career Happiness, because I want you guys to be able to leave this workshop and continue to work on this stuff. And that's why the questions, even in the workbook, are more than you're really going to have time to do, immediately, maybe, unless you're really, really focused and honed in on that. But if you're currently working, homeschooling kids, whatever, dealing with kids, dealing with dogs and spouses and roommates and whatever you have to deal with, right? You're you're probably not going to get it all done this week, and really also have time to watch all the videos, and that's fine. But you need to start taking those baby steps, because that forward motion, that object in motion stays in motion thing, that's the only thing I learned in physics. I hated science in school. I was really bad at it. But that's the only thing that was my only takeaway. Once you get the ball rolling, it will keep rolling, and it will keep moving for you in the direction that you want to go. So one of the things that I put in the poll as, what is your biggest obstacle to doing this work and getting this work done for your career? One of the choices was time management. And I really think that is one that is really one of the biggest obstacles. And by time management, I don't mean that you don't have enough time, because everyone feels like they don't have enough time. I mean, I know people that have, maybe a tenth of the responsibilities that I have, or, things to do, right, in a day than I've chosen to do. That doesn't make me any better or more special than them, but I've just chosen to do, that many things and have that many things in my calendar. But I know people who, have way less things to do, but still say that they have no time. We all have the same amount of time in the day. It's really just a choice as to how we spend that time. And, we can say it's because of, all the things we just said, right? COVID-19, kids, distractions with the media, the political climate, the actual climate, the storms outside, the dogs, the cats, the spouses, the roommates, the friends, the isolation, the boredom, whatever it is you're experiencing, right? Your day job, your full-time job, whatever you're doing, right? School, whatever it is that you're doing. We all have those things, right? And we for the most part, have chosen most of those things. So we've chosen to put our time and attention on those things, right? So we need to figure out how to have those things that we want to have in our lives, but still be able to work on our careers, because our careers finance our lives, and they really frame our lives. As adults, we spend so many hours working. And because of that, it is vital to your mental health and wellness and physical health even. I know a lot of people who've gotten so burned out, from unhappy jobs, that they've actually made themselves physically ill. I have clients that have done that. And suffered really severe physical and mental burnout. So we all know that having a good job can really make your life exponentially better. And we all know that having a bad job, or being underemployed, employed doing something we don't enjoy, or certainly being unemployed, can certainly, suck and make our lives a lot worse, right? So it is very important work. And I talk a lot about, all the things that we do to maintain all the other things in our lives, right, that we've invested in. We maintain our bodies by, trying to eat healthy and trying to exercise and, consistently do that walk every day, or whatever your workout routine is. Go for a bike ride, lift weights, whatever it is you do. And if we have a car, we get it maintained, right? We take it to the shop, we get the oil changed. If it's making a noise, we get it fixed. If the roof on the house needs to be replaced, we get it replaced before it starts leaking and floods the house. We get the lawn mowed, or we mow it ourselves, or, we trim the bushes before they grow up, over the house. We take our children and our pets to the doctor, to the vet, right? We make sure everybody's fed and taken care of in our lives that we're responsible for. We do a lot of things to maintain, the assets that we have, right? And so our career is a huge asset that we have, or it can be a huge detriment to our lives as well. So it is really critical. Next month, a couple of weeks from now, I think it's July 8th. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm going to announce it pretty soon once I confirm with her. A very good friend of mine, Elaine Kazaya, who is a expert in time management, journaling, life coach. She's a PhD. She's a wonderful person, very kind, lovely person, very smart person. She is going to speak to the group about time management. I took a time, it actually was called Soulful Time Management. It's a time management retreat that I did with Elaine in January of 2019. So just about a year and a half ago, and it was really very life-changing. So I just love Elaine and her work, and I think it's really important work, and I'm very excited that she's willing to speak with you guys and give you the benefit of her wisdom. But she really emphasizes this intentional planning of our time. I loved the workshop. It was just a wonderful group of women in this workshop. It was actually a retreat. So we went someplace for 2.5 days. I'd never been on a retreat before, and I just, everything about it was just awesome. The place was awesome. The people were awesome. Elaine was awesome. The program was awesome. I was totally into it. By the second day, she started introducing the concept of time blocking. Basically taking your calendar and writing, from 9 to 10, I'm going to do this. From 10 to 11, I'm going to do this. From 11 to 12, I'm going to do this. That's where she lost me because I am very rebellious when it comes to anybody trying to control my time. Of course, after I spent some time, working through this, and since I'd already been hooked on Elaine and the program and the people and the whole concept, before this piece was introduced, if it had been introduced immediately, I might have gone home. I was willing to, put aside my crazy thoughts and try to focus and like it and be open to it. And I really did end up embracing it. And it took me a long time. It took me, I actually had to do her retreat, all the work from it. And I had all the worksheets and the things she had, all her handouts in a folder. I still have it in my drawer over there. But I would actually do the retreat for myself quarterly. And actually she did some quarterly updates as well that I attended. And I kept doing that because I needed a reset, because why? I needed consistency. I needed consistent support around these concepts in order to not fall off the wagon, not permanently fall off the wagon again. I was very excited when I left that workshop, and then, it's really easy to fall back into your old patterns. And at that time I was working, from home, but I was working for my corporate recruiting job, where, obviously all of my time was not my own, right? And it was structured by others. And I understand that a lot of your time is structured by others, but not all of it is. And there are ways to claim our time. And I really want to emphasize this concept of claiming your time. It is in the best interest of everyone in your life, your spouse, your roommates, your friends, your parents, your siblings, your children, your dogs, your cats, your birds, whatever you have. It's the best interest of everyone in your life if you are gainfully employed, if you are happy, if you are healthy, right? I mean, and certainly your family is much better off if you're able to contribute in a positive way, even, financially, right? So everyone is better off if you're able to do what you need to do. That saying, if mama ain't happy, nobody's happy, or something. And I think that really is true, and everybody needs that, right? So not only does mama need it, but, if you're not a mama, or if your partner needs it as well, but everybody needs it. We all need to live our best life, right, and be happy. So sometimes the people in our lives don't realize what we need, and we need to ask for it, and we need to tell them what we need. I think it's setting a good example for your children to do that, and I think it's also setting a good boundary and precedent, in your marriages and your romantic partnerships, to set those boundaries with people that care about you, and tell them, why this is important and what you need them to do for you. When I quit my job to start this business, I did not, when I was thinking about doing it, I really was concerned that my husband was not going to be on board with this, because he is a very risk-averse kind of person, very financially responsible, way more financially responsible than me, and just a more conservative person in his, thinking about things like this. And I was really worried, that he was going to think it was insane that I wanted to do this. But I was really very adamant about why I wanted to do it. I had a really good plan in place to present to him about why I wanted to do it. And, he's ended up being extremely supportive of it. So we can't really just always expect that the people in our lives are not going to be supportive of what we need to do. And we need to ask for what we need. So we are going to talk more about time management with Elaine in a couple of weeks, but I really wanted to point out this concept to you of the time blocking and really needing to take your calendar and really start to do this. This is the only way that I've really been able to do all I've been able to do, because I started this this business while I was still working, and I was kind of laying the foundation for it. Also still writing fiction at that time. No, I didn't have any little kids in the house anymore. Haven't had any little kids in a long time. But you know, I do a lot of things, and I've always done a lot of things, and I realize that it is much less stressful trying to do all those things when you are planning your time. And so planning, I learned really from that workshop with Elaine that planning your time is not your time being controlled. It's really more you controlling your time. It's you taking control of your time and you taking control of what you're doing. And, you know, not just being passive about it, because really by just letting time go by and with the excuses of I don't have time, I'm so busy, or nobody lets me do anything, or nobody supports me, or nobody gives me a break, or whatever it is, that's just not going to help you, you know? So again, at the end of your life, do you want to look back and say, yeah, I'm just going to blame everybody else, you know, for why I didn't achieve what I wanted to achieve? I don't want that for you, and I know you don't want that for yourself, and I certainly don't want it for myself. So you need to claim your time. It benefits everyone in your life, and it certainly especially benefits you. And that's, you know, my primary concern in working with all of you is to help you to benefit yourselves and to have happier, more fulfilling lives and work lives. The homework thread is still up for today. So if you have some time this evening after we get off this call, later on this evening, anytime really overnight, if you're a night owl, jump in there, or an early morning person, because I'm not an early morning person. So I probably won't look at that post till about 9 o'clock after I get up and do all my other stuff I need to do in the morning. That's on my time blocking list to do, like feed dogs, get dogs situated, get ready for the day. Check messages, do some journaling, meditation, all sorts of things I do in the morning. So it'll be about 9 o'clock probably by the time I look at that post. So you have about another 12 hours, give and take, to do that homework and be eligible to win the prize. Yay! And more importantly, to do the exercise, think about it. Think about who your ideal connections are and make those connections. And start managing your time more effectively to reach out to people that can help you, and conversely that you can help, you know, which is also a wonderful feeling, believe me. I mean, doing what I do, helping people with their careers is just so important to me, and it is so enjoyable to me. That I don't mind even how many hours I work sometimes, because I just love doing it. And that is really what I wish for all of you, to have something that when you are doing it, you lose yourself in it, you forget how much time has gone by, and you feel energized by it instead of drained by it. I mean, yes, of course I get tired, but it's a good tired. It's not like that miserable tired. And there's definitely a difference. So that homework thread will be up. Tomorrow at noon, we are going to talk excuse me, the session is called Learn to Communicate Your Worth and Interview Like a Star. So interviewing is huge, huge, huge. Today we talked about resumes, LinkedIn profiles, and cover letters, also huge, huge, huge. So if you haven't listened to that call, it is up in the thread. Asia pointed it out again, so it's up a couple of times in the thread. In the Facebook group. So please listen to that. I share a lot of information in there. And also interviewing is super, super important, right? And right now, for many of you who are actively looking for jobs, these are vital topics. So I hope that you will join us and talk about interviewing, because I have a lot of good wisdom to share around that, and always willing to answer your questions as well. And we also have an exciting announcement tomorrow that will help you to focus and be consistent with your work to find your career happiness. So I'm so grateful for all of you. I know there's probably not too many of you watching right now, and that's okay, because I know you'll watch the replay. And I realize it's difficult to be here live for all these sessions because there's a lot going on. But make the time for you. It is, you know, it's for you. So make the time. So if you're watching this, I'm glad that you've made the time. And go back and look at the other videos. They are all still up, and you can enjoy them, ask questions about them. You can reach out to me or to Asia Bell, our community manager, with any questions that you have. If Asia can't answer a question, she'll you know, ping me for sure. She's just been absolutely tremendous help during this workshop so far, and you know, just really doing a great job for Smart Chicks Career Club and Career Happiness Map Coaching. So I appreciate her. So let me know if there's anything else I can do. And I hope everyone has a wonderful evening. Do your homework, and I will talk to you all. Oh, you're welcome, Kimberly. And I will talk to you all tomorrow at noon. Bye-bye.